Hey guys, what is up? It's SparkTastick here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a nice looking thumbnail. So let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is you want to have Photoshop open. That's what I use. Yeah, so if you don't have that, you really can't continue. So yeah, you need to have Photoshop, and once you open Photoshop, you'll be presented with this screen. And after that, you're going to click open, and once that opens, you're going to find a decent picture you want for like a background maybe. This is how I do it. I'll find that's a bad one. Let's do one for micro battles because that is a decent game. This is a nice little PvP game. Okay, here's a great background. Okay, so when you have your background, if you're making it for a YouTube thumbnail, it has to be a certain size, or it's going to have like a border around the image, or part of it's going to be cropped out. So you want to make sure you resize the image. What you want to do is you want to go up here to image, go down to image size, and change this box to 1280, and then change this box to 720. Now, and make sure you have this box unchecked, or it will like keep them proportioned. So once you have those set, you can click enter or OK. Now this is going to be a little blurry, but you can just zoom out. And for pictures like this where they're not sized, you might have to put a filter on it. We can do that later, but for right now we're just going to build this. So what I would want to do is I want to make some nice little boxes to give it like a nice little scene. So for like you want to pick your colors that you want. You need to think of some colors that you would use for these thumbnails, and after you grab your color, after you make a new, here, let me show you how to do that. You want to go up to File, New, and then you don't really need to worry about any of this. I mean, you can name it if you want, but when you get onto this tab, you want to color, get the paintbrush tool right here, color the whole thing, a color of your choice. Let me do that. I could have just used a paint bucket tool, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so now you have this giant square of the color of your choice, and change colors, just click down here, right down here, and then pick a color in this color wheel and click OK. So now that we have this, what you want to do is you want to go up here where it shows the tabs, you want to pull it down and kind of just let go, and then you'll have this on top of your other saved picture. Now all you need to do is take this green and bring it over here onto that background picture. Okay, so you can close this out now because we have this on this one. So now that you have this, obviously it's a little bit too big for the thing, so what we're going to need to do is size it down. You can okay, what I would suggest doing is pressing Control T when it's selected, and it will bring up this thing, and you can simply size it down. I mean, you could go the hard way and just do image and then size it down, but that takes a really long time. So now you got this nice little box, kind of position it where you want the title to go or something, maybe like that. Okay, so then you can click this check mark up here. So now you got that. It's kind of plain, kind of boring, so we're gonna spice it up a bit. So what you want to do is you want to click Control T again, then you're gonna right click on the object after you've clicked Control T, and you're gonna click warp. Now it's gonna bring up this warp little selection thing. Hang on, let's zoom in a bit. If you need to zoom in, there's a zoom in tool right here under this grab tool. You just click the plus and zoom in. Okay, so that's way too far. Okay, so now after this is warped, after you've got that, what you can start doing is you can start dragging it and start warping the image, and that looks, see, like you could do stuff like that, and you just warp it. Anything you want to look good. I don't know what's your choice of thing. Let's just make something real quick. That looks really bad. No, let's not do that. Warp. Let me zoom out a bit. Okay, just kind of move it around, something that looks good to you. It really depends on what you like. That is not what I wanted. I usually just play around with it a bit until I get what I want. Like that. See, then you get like a nice little shape or something. And then what you can do is you can still move it around, Control T, or you just still move it around, and then you kind of position it like that. I do not like that. It just looks weird. Okay, there. That looks good. So you got your shape, okay? Freely move it. I can't make up my mind. Hang on, this is just weird down here. There. Okay, so you got your shape. Kind of position it where you would want it to go. And then what you want to do, it's still kind of boring, so what you want to do now is come over here to your hierarchy or whatever you want to call it, and it has all your layers, your background, your layer 1. On layer 1, or whatever, you can rename it or anything, but on layer 1, what you want to do is you want to right click, and it opens up this. You want to click blending options, so let's open that. And then when that opens, you're gonna be presented with a list of a bunch of different things you can do to that picture. But for this tutorial, we're gonna show you how to do the drop shadow and the outer glow. So let's do that. We're gonna do the drop shadow first. So what you want to do is you want to click this box right here. It gives a little nice shadow already, but we're gonna kind of change it around a bit. So what we want to do, opacity kind of makes it visible, less visible. We're gonna keep that at around 60. Distance, to make it look a little bit good, we're going to keep that around 20. Spread, we don't want it too harsh, so let's just keep it 20. Oh, I closed the box. Don't do that. And then size, that really doesn't change much, except it's just scattered everywhere. You can mess around with that. We'll just keep it at like 7. 7's good. Then you can change the angle. Now, you could do anything you really want for this. It doesn't matter. Let's just go with yeah, that's a good angle. Now, when you choose this angle, it's gonna be like universal angle. Like if you make another drop shadow on another object, it'll be the same angle. And if you change that, it'll change this. So. Okay, now we have the drop shadow. Now we're going to add the outer glow to this little thing. So once you check this box, it switches into this tab, outer glow, customizable thing. So what we first want to do is we want to click this box right here, and it brings us with our color selection menu. And I would choose something close to that green, or you can just do that. That works. Okay, so we got the thing colored. Now we're going to make it so you can see a little tiny outline, a little tiny bit around the edge. We're going to make that a bit bigger. Around 40 seems good. Spread, you can change that. I'm gonna keep it around 10. And then opacity, you can really just play around with it. Yeah, let's just do 75 for right now. Okay, see, so now we got this nice looking thing. It's pretty glowy, it's got a drop shadow and everything. So now what we want to do is we're going to make, so go up here and file, new, we're going to make a little number thing in the top corner, because that's what I like doing. You don't have to, but I enjoy doing that, and it makes it look a lot better. So you can just paint bucket this tool. Paint bucket is in the It's in the gradient tool option. You'll just find the gradient tool, and you see that, you just right click and there's paint bucket tool. You're gonna paint that. You're gonna do the same thing we did earlier. Grab this tab, bring it down, pull this over into your scene or whatever you want to call this, and then we're going to do Control T, size it down a bit, and then we're going to put it in the corner of your choice. I probably would recommend left side, but you could do whatever you want. Okay, then kind of position up in there. I usually do something like this. Okay, then you can do that. You can press check. And then what you want to do is what we did earlier. You're going to right click on it after you click Control T. You're going to click warp, and you're just going to play with it. Make something that looks good to you. And I'm just moving it around here a bit. warp. Okay, there's my little thingy right there. So now what we're gonna do the same thing we did to this one. So we're gonna right click this over here, blending options, go down to drop shadow, check that box, come into here, and we're gonna make around the same, I really don't remember what the same things were, hang on. Okay, so we're gonna keep the opacity at 60. I didn't type in 60. Why do I do that? I'm sorry about that. Do not click enter, it'll exit out. And we're gonna keep the distance for 20, the spread for 20, and the size for 7. There. Now we got our little drop shadow. That looks nice. And then we're gonna add the glow effects. So we're gonna do click outer glow. Use your dropper thing to select the color. When you select that, we're gonna do size, just increase the size a bit, around 35. And spread, whatever you want. Yep, 7's about good. Okay. There, now we got the glows and the drop shadows. So now what you want to do is you want to put in some little effects. What I would like to do, what I would recommend doing, it's really easy. Just go to your Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome, whatever. Go to Google, and what you want to do is you want to search paint or green or whatever color you're using, green paint splatter. And I'm gonna open images and find a really nice one I like. And you could look for a while. Just you need something simple, and we can work with it. Well, this is a lot harder than I thought. Other colors are a lot easier. Okay, I saw one up here we could use. Where was it? Here it is. Okay, this is a nice one. Nice little green. Actually, this one's better. Okay, yeah, this one's really good actually, because it's got a transparency even. Okay, so what you want to do when you find a nice image, you're gonna save image, and you're gonna save it anywhere your choice. And you can save it as green paint splatter or whatever color you want. Then you're gonna go back into Photoshop, and you're gonna go up here and click File, Open, and find your picture wherever you saved it to. Open that. You're gonna bring it, grab it, bring it over to this one. Oh, and sometimes this happens. Okay, so if you try to drag it and you go over this layer and it has this thing, it won't let you drop it down. That's because this layer is locked. Okay, so yeah, so this is what you want to do. You want to convert the image to RGB color mode to edit it. So what you want to do is when you're in this picture, this might get a little complicated, you're going to go up to Image, Mode, and then go down to RGB color. And then there, it gives you your little paint to work with. So you're going to bring that over into your new picture. You're going to drag, so see it's above that, you don't really want that above that. So what we're going to do is we're going to drag it under all of those layers. So it's behind it now. Then you're going to use your Control T, size it up a bit. I'm actually not very satisfied with this paint splatter, just because it's not big enough. Okay, you want to find one that's pretty big too. Okay, I wish I would have seen this one earlier. This one's a lot easier. Okay, yeah, here's a good one. Let's just save that as green paint splatter. Where was that? Yes. Okay. Then you're going to want to open your correct one. I'm sorry about that. That was a bad picture. You can open your correct one. And you're going to drag that over into the background. Control T, you can size it. Spin it. Make it bigger. Just position it like the way you want it. Like that. That looks nice. And then you can click check. And what you want to do, you're going to want to add one for that number border up there. You're going to duplicate layer. Just right click down here on it. Click duplicate layer. You can name anything you want. I'm just going to keep that name. And then it'll duplicate. You can just drag it. We're going to size it down for that size. And then kind of make it popping out there. That looks nice. Okay, so there you go. You got like some paint. So we're gonna make those look a little bit better though. You're gonna open them as we did earlier. Pick either one. It doesn't matter. You can pick this paint or this paint. Let's just start with this paint. You right click on that layer. You're gonna click blending options. Now we don't want to give that one a drop shadow. That would look kind of awkward. So we're just gonna give it an outer glow. So we're gonna go over, click this color. Choose the color of the border. We don't want the color of the paint, so choose the color of the border. Change the size to something around 90, and you're good to go. That's really all you need. And do the same thing with this paint up in this top left hand corner. Just go to blending options, outer glow, check that box. If I can click it and grab that color and change the not the spread, my bad. The size to about 90. Click OK. So now we got all of the stuff right here that we need. It's looking pretty good already. As I said, the background's kind of blurry, but we can fix that later. So what we want to do, you can close that out if you don't need that. What we want to do is you want to have some nice fonts downloaded or I don't know, saved. You can use the ones on the computer already, but you want to click this font button right here. It's under this button, the pen tool, the horizontal type tool. So you're gonna find a nice font that you like and you're gonna click, and if you left click it opens a text box so you can start typing, and it is on the wrong layer. If that happens, you see this layer 4, it has a text symbol. You want to do that, you want to bring it all the way to the very top so it's above everything. Okay, so yeah, you're gonna want to click and then you're going to want to type. So this is gonna be micro battles, if I can type it right. So there, we got a micro battles thing. If you want, you can move it around, kind of highlight it, make it different colors up here. You got a whole bar up here you can mess with. I'm gonna make it a bit bigger, around 72 is good. And I'm gonna click the check mark, and that will end the typing thing and make my little thing. So I mean, it looks good. You know, you can control T it like you can everything else, kind of spin it around to match it. But I mean, we can make it look better. So what we're gonna do is we're going to right click over here on the sign that the text, and you're going to click convert to smart object. And what this does, it allows us to warp the object, so we'll be able to grab it and we'll move it up, make like a little moving text thing. Like that. Yeah, like that. And then you can kind of position it again however you would like it. Like that. See, so it kind of gives like a wave effect up that. You can still even position it more if you want. Gonna give it the most wave as possible. There. So now you got your wave. Now what we want to do, we're going to add that little drop shadow just to make a bit more pop. So you could just click the checkbox and then just keep with the settings it gives you, because that looks fine. There, okay, we got that. Now we're gonna add the little number up in here, so grab your text box again. You're gonna click and type in your number. Should be, I don't know, whatever you want, just 1 maybe. We do 01, yep, 01's good. Make that a little bit bigger font because that is pretty small. And you can also type up in here, like in the text box, what font you want. We do not want 7,000. 100's maybe good. We're gonna grab that, kind of center it like that. You can warp it, but I choose not to. It doesn't look too good when it's warped. And you can right click on it. You don't have to convert it to smart object to put a shadow on it. Just click drop shadow. There, see? Now you got your full title thing right here. Actually, hang on. Let's warp this just a bit more. It's kind of hanging out right here. There. Okay, so that looks really good. Let me just get like a little lip going here. Okay, there. Now that looks good. Okay, so now you got your thing and everything. So what you want to do to make the background look just a bit better, you can just click it, left click it down here to select it. Go up here and click filter, and then click. You can really click any of these. I mean, just whatever fits your style. I would just do a simple blur. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna click blur, and that's not what I meant. We're gonna click blur, and we're gonna do field blur. Now you could choose where you want to blur it and how much you want to blur it by. You have the little slider thing right here. Just slide it up and down, show how much you want to blur it. I'll just blur it just a tiny bit just to get rid of all the pixels you can see. There, about 10. Okay, so now you got your micro battles thing, and you are ready to go. You can insert your Minecraft character and stuff in the background, whatever you would like. You can make it do other stuff with this. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.